Well, hello, beautiful people. My name is Natalie Francis-Clarke. I am the host of Pause Reset Unplugged, and welcome to our February podcast. Today's guest is Yaya Reed, a certified master life coach and confidence mentor who empowers women to ditch fear, overcome imposter syndrome, and live boldly without regrets. After rebuilding her own confidence during a challenging season of doubt and career transition, Yaya now helps women step into their purpose with clarity, courage, and conviction. So, if this is you, if you've ever had doubts about yourself, let's take some time today to unplug the doubt and let's plug into some confidence. So, let's welcome Yaya.
Thanks. I'm happy to be here. Excited. Good to be on the podcast.
Oh, Yaya. Oftentimes I like to ask people if they're drinking or they're sipping on anything.
Water, nothing fun. It's actually water. I went and grabbed my water bottle before we started talking because I'm like, I know if I talk a lot, I need something to drink, but nothing exciting, just water right now.
I got some warm water.
So we're the same.
Warm water. So let's just get this out of the way, right?
Okay.
You grew up in Connecticut. I
Mhm.
spent my early life in Boston.
Mhm.
Feel today, the Super Bowl. Are we good? Are we good?
It was disappointing. So I think because I'm removed from New England now, I
Mm.
wasn't as emotional as a lot of fans might have been. It was disappointing, but I feel like the fact that we got all the way to the Super Bowl, being that our quarterback is new, that was a great achievement. And I'm like, this is only the beginning. There's always next year. So I'm good. I was sad, but I'm like, okay. I was ready to like book my flight, go to the parade because I've never been to a Super Bowl parade. So I'm like, this year I'm going, but there's always next year. So
There you go. I had to get that out of the way. I had to get it out of the way.
I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. I went home real sad, but I'm like, okay, I mean, we're back. I'm glad that we're not a losing team anymore.
Mhm.
It's good to be back winning again. And so we could do great things with Drake Mail and then Mike. We're gonna do good things. So yeah.
Absolutely. All right, y'all hear that, right? From
Come
Yaya.
watch us next year.
All right. So let's get into it, right, Yaya?
Mhm.
So I'll tell you when I look at my guests, I pretty much stalk them. I go on their social media, I read up all kinds of things, and I love the fact that you're so transparent, right?
Mhm.
So, what you shared that there was a season where you were mentally drained, unemployed, stuck in self-doubt. What did that season really feel like behind closed doors?
Depressing. It was hard for me because I think that was the first time in my life that I ever went through something like that. So I did go through like situational depression. And I was always, prior to that, I was always somebody who equated my self-worth with my career. So when I wasn't working and I couldn't get a job, I felt like I wasn't really worth anything. And so it was hard because I'm used to being like the strong, independent person and I couldn't pay my bills. I was struggling. I had to get on food stamps. That was a humbling experience in itself. So it was depressing. It was a little bit embarrassing, and it really took me very low, the lowest point that I have ever been in my life, like having suicide ideations. I just didn't want to exist anymore because I felt like I wasn't worthy. It was
And
hard.
I actually applaud you for being so transparent. You know, a lot of people there's all this negative feelings about, oh, you've hit the low, you've got, but I applaud you, and I think sharing experiences with others, I think that's so great in the line that you do.
Yeah, I want people to feel like they're not alone. Oftentimes we suffer in silence and we don't talk about how we're feeling, and then that can just make things worse. And so I share my story so that other women see, okay, I'm not alone. Somebody else has gone through this. She survived it because a lot of times when you're in it, you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And that's why in the beginning I wanted to just cease from existing because I couldn't see that it was going to get better. So now when I go through the hard times, I'm like, this is just temporary. We'll get through it. It might be tough while you're going through it, but you've gone through it and got through it before, so you can do it now. And so I share so that other women will have that hope as well.
Um, that's pretty dope. You, for women who feel stuck, in the I'm not good enough,
Mhm.
where should they begin?
Asking themselves why they don't feel good enough. And oftentimes that starts back when they were little. It's something that happened to them when they were a young child that made them feel like that. It could be like criticism from their parents or their teachers. Oftentimes it's somebody that meant something important to them. It could be like an authority figure telling them you're never going to amount to anything. You can't do anything. Um, but I would like start with getting to the root of that. That's what I do with my clients, figuring out where that came from, and then asking the questions like, do you have evidence of that being true? And if you don't have evidence of that being true, then let's work on creating a different belief. And if you do have evidence, then let's see how we can work on that, having creating a new belief and creating things that are healthier patterns for you so that you don't no longer think that and sabotage yourself.
That's that's interesting. We'll talk off air about that, but I think
It's
that
deep. We get deep. So,
that's deep. That's really,
yeah.
okay, so how do you define confidence now, right? Versus
Hmm.
how you defined it before your transformation, right? Because
Hmm.
you said you defined your career, that's how you saw your self-worth. I'm sure you were really confident, and then these things happened.
Before, I definitely thought that confidence was based on like external things, like a career, what things I have achieved in my life. Now it's confidence. Confidence is more so how I feel about myself, the values that I have, because the material things can be taken away, but who are you at the end of the day when you don't have any of those things? So then it's on my values, how I treat other people, how I feel about myself, and the work that I have in myself. And confidence is truly like loving who you are in this moment. And that doesn't mean that you don't want better for yourself, but you're like, I'm doing the best I have with what I have and the knowledge I have, and I'm okay with that. And I'm going to continue to make myself a better person, but I love who I am now.
Mm, I love that. I love that. I'm getting nuggets for myself. So if you see me like, I'm, I,
I love it.
I'm
Oh,
thinking,
yeah. For sure.
what was the first small action that you took to start rebuilding your self-worth?
It was actually gratitude, which sounds crazy because when I first started, I thought it was crazy too. And actually, that advice came from my dad. My dad is like one of my most trusted advisors. We're tight. And he called me up one day. He's like, how are you doing? And I'm like, I'm fine. He can tell by my voice if I'm not fine. And so he just, he starts going into like the fatherly advice. And he said, I think you're looking at things coming from a different angle. You need to be grateful for what you have. And at first I'm like, grateful? Like, what are you talking about? I don't have a job. I can't pay my car notes. I can't pay my rent. Like, I'm struggling right now. And he's just like, you have food in the fridge. I did. Thanks to those food stamps. He's like, you have a supportive friends and you have supportive family who's there for you when you need them. You have a reliable car that will get you to interview from interview. And I started thinking, I'm like, okay. And I had a warm, safe home. And I'm like, okay, I'm starting to see the little things. So it's like being grateful for the little things, even though there was other things that I did not have, I had the necessity. So I started just appreciating the small things. Like I woke up every day and I was healthy. There's some people that wake up and they're struggling just to be healthy, just to breathe. So appreciating the little things I had without thinking about all the things that I didn't have and changing the way that I view things from a place of gratitude versus scarcity, that really helped me start appreciating like who I am, the skills that I had, what I could do, and that really helped me start building my confidence more.
I love that. I know for me, I've always been a person who likes to be in control.
Hmm.
And for those of you, just to give you a little background on me and Yaya, how we met through a program, right, for entrepreneurs.
Great program.
And it is and so I think that was actually great to be in the room with like-minded women
Hmm.
struggles of so yeah, that's the background of how we got to know each other. And as you're now rebuilding yourself and you're now going into fully into the life coach, you can say you've rebuilt your career, right? Corporate events,
Hmm.
trade show management. Um, what has this comeback teach you about resilience? I know you said gratitude, right?
Hmm.
But now, in which you're now having this moment of resilience. What has this comeback taught you?
I feel like I'm still learning as I'm going through this process, but it's definitely taught me grace. And sometimes life doesn't always go as planned, but that's okay. And as long as you don't give up on yourself,
Mhm.
that is the most important thing. The last couple years has not gone the way that I planned. Um, and at first, that was hard on me to be like, no, I have these plans. I'm supposed to be doing this and that. And at times, I wasn't able to like do the things that I wanted to do because I got into a car accident and I had to focus on really getting my health together. And that was hard for me because I am the go-getter, I'm the workaholic, I'm the independent one. And it's like you have to show yourself grace and be like, you can't do this at this time. Your body is telling you you need to rest. Mentally, you don't have the bandwidth to do that. So it's like learning it's okay sometimes to pivot. It's okay if things don't work out, but no matter what, don't give up on yourself. Times might be hard, but you're going to get through them. And I think that's what it's taught me. I've been through the hard times. I've survived them once. I can survive them again. And oftentimes I come out with like great lessons that I can take with me for the rest of my life. I can impart wisdom on like other people. So I just view it as like a learning experience. So, but it teaches me I'm strong, I'm resilient, I can survive.
So we have gratitude, we have grace,
Hmm.
learned wisdom that you can share with others. Um, I can actually say for me, grace, given grace, and then
So important.
is to release the control, right?
And that's hard.
And
That's really hard.
that's how I
Yeah.
think that
Hmm.
gratitude comes in, and just for me, just I actually have to repeat, God, I trust you because
That's what I was thinking. You have to say that. Like, I'm very big on God. So sometimes it's just like, sometimes I'll just pray for the peace. I'm like, God, just give me peace of mind. And
mm,
I'm putting this in your hands. I don't know what's going to happen, where things are going to go, but I trust you. And
mhm,
that's the biggest thing. But it also can be the hardest thing because
mhm,
if you like control, we want to be able to like figure out where things are going and move the pieces ourselves. And it doesn't always happen like that.
mhm, mhm. Um, pandemic time.
Hmm.
Pandemic had hit and your job went away.
Yep.
What's your first emotional reaction? And I
I
know,
think
but
so for me, because I did corporate events. So obviously when the pandemic happened, we're separating, social distancing. Nobody is getting together. So that means I do not have a job. Initially, like they put us on furlough and then it's like, okay, you don't have a job. And I had already done the certifications for coaching. And so at that point, I was just like, okay, I guess we're gonna do this. I had a roommate at the time and she was an entrepreneur herself. And so I was like, now's the time for me to just jump into coaching full time. Like, I'm somebody who needs to always be busy. I can't just be sitting around the house doing nothing. So now that was like the perfect time. Like, it was a scary time because we didn't know what COVID was going to be. Nobody expected it to be that long, but it was like, I have this time. Now it's like, all right, I'm going into coaching. Let's do this. So,
Here you go. You call yourself a personal hype woman. What does that actually mean?
what does that mean?
Yeah, like what I mean, I get it. Okay,
Mhm.
what does that actually mean for you? Like, give me an example.
I have a great example. So I had a client one time that I was working with, and I tell my clients, I'm here for you. So if you are having a moment and you need like that pep talk, give me a call. And so my client called me up. She was like in a meeting. I think the meeting hadn't started yet. And this guy said something to her, almost like, what are you doing here? Like, you shouldn't be here. And so, of course, her inner mean girl starts talking to her and saying all these things like, okay, well, maybe you shouldn't be here. So she starts feeling those feelings of imposter syndrome. So she calls me up and she's telling me the guy said this. And instantly I'm like, wait, he said that to you? Like, ask him, why is he here? How did he get here? And so then I'm giving her like, ask yourself, like, do you really belong here? Start giving her like those questions and then also encouraging her, like, no, you deserve to be in this spot as much as him, maybe even more than him. Remind yourself of all the accomplishments that you've had to get to this place. So I'm like that cheerleader that is giving you like the rah rah, but I'm reminding you, like, no, girl, you deserve to be here. Walk into that room like you own the room. Don't let them try to make you feel like you don't, because that's his insecurities. People always try to make you feel less than because they might be intimidated by you. And I'm like, we're not doing that. Not on my watch. So I am going to pump you up and make you walk into that room like, you thought I wasn't gonna be here? Let me show you why I deserve to be here. Oh,
That's right, yeah.
yeah. That's
What
that's how it should be.
what do you think of the top three fears that keep women playing small?
Fear of, so it's like fear of success, fear of failure. I feel like those are definitely two. Comparison. Social media makes it really easy for us to compare ourselves. And imposter syndrome.
Mhm.
There's a lot, even not feeling like you're good enough. Like, those are probably the top ones. A lot of times we fear like the judgment. We don't want people to like judge us or, come up with opinions. And then if it's success, you're worried about how are things going to change if you actually reach that goal that you've been like looking for. A lot of times women have that. And then it's those feelings of like, well, maybe I don't deserve here to be here. Maybe people are going to figure out I don't really know what I know. But that is the self-doubt. That's your inner critic that I call like your inner mean girl. That's them asking you like those questions, making you question yourself. When in reality, you probably do deserve to be there. You probably are enough, but you just heard those voices in your head a long time that you start believing them.
Mhm. Did you? Okay, so I'm a fan of Mike Epps, the comedian.
Okay.
The Netflix special called Delusional.
Okay. I haven't seen it.
Okay. So, well, definitely watch it. I
Okay.
enjoyed it. And basically he talked about like his whole stint from how he started to where he is now. And basically it's like from what I gathered, he had to just get delusional to be in those spaces.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was pretty dope because shout out to a girlfriend of mine, her name is Blue. Last year, she said, I think 2026 is the year that you need to get delusional. So here I am. I think it was last week. I watched a special getting delusional. Like, you need to be there. Don't put any limits to where you need to be. And I don't sometimes I feel, and you can let me know if this happens too, that a lot of times women wait to get permission to live boldly.
Mm-hmm. All the time. All the time. We do. It's like we feel like we need somebody to say, no, 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 it's you. You can do it now. And I think that's some of the conditioning that we grew up with, that we were taught, that we have to ask that permission. And so I want my men to have the audacity. Men have it all the time. They have no problem doing the craziest things. And it's like, what made even think you could do that. Even with jobs, women will not apply to a job if they feel like they don't have a lot of the qualifications. Whereas men, they might have 50, 75%, and they're going to apply because they just have that audacity. And so I encourage women to do the same thing. I do that. If I'm applying to a job and I see I can do 50 to 75%, I'm like, I'm applying because I know the skills that I have. I know the type of person that I am. I know I'm a hard worker. So when I get in there, if I don't know something, I am going to learn it. So I 100% encourage be delusional if you need to be. Have that audacity. But a lot of times it comes from like beliefs that we grew up with that tell us we can't have that. We need to check off all these things on the list. Boys can do this and they can be, they can go out and explore and do that. But girls, you need to check off everything on that list. And it's like, no, you don't.
Mm,
Have the audacity, be delusional. You can do it. Change the belief that you have. But it's really hard if you have grown up with that belief your whole entire life.
mhm.
So,
It's true. It's true. What's one bold move that you made that scared you but changed everything? It doesn't have to be related to coaching. Just.
huh, that's a good one.
I
Because
mean,
I feel like, I mean, I do scary things. I love to take a risk, but it has to be a little bit calculated. I mean, I would say starting my business, that was a scary thing. I've owned businesses before, but then being a full-time entrepreneur and then in the height of COVID, definitely scary because we didn't know what life was going to be. And then I still have bills to pay. I could say moving like now, I live in North Carolina and I lived in the DMV area for 20 years. So leaving everything that I knew to move somewhere else, even though I knew people down here, I have family here, that was a scary thing. Um, but I guess I mean I'm a fan of taking a little bit of risk sometimes and hoping that it works out. If it doesn't work out, I'm like, that's okay. I'll learn something from it and I will try again. Look, I even take risks with my hair. The first time that I dyed my hair blonde, I had never done it before. And my roommate said, are you really about to do that? And I said, yeah. I said, if it doesn't work out, if my hair breaks off, it's okay, it'll grow back. So I love a little bit of a risk,
mhm.
as long as I can recover from it.
Okay. Now going to mindset, right?
Hmm.
One mindset exercise that you, for anyone listening, that you think they can try this week, or
I'm a fan of meditation, but that's not for everyone. I remember when I first did it, I was like, this isn't gonna work. And I remember that day I was like anxious. I was trying to do something at work and could not figure out how to do it. And so we had someone come on site that was doing a meditation, and I was like, all right, I'll try it. We'll see how this foo-foo thing is not gonna work. I tried it and it totally relaxed me. I was like, oh, okay, is this what meditation is? So I love a good meditation session. I like guided meditation, kind of just like talk me through it to kind of calm myself down. But even sometimes I feel like journaling is really good because a lot of times we have so many things going on in our head. And if we don't have someone to talk to get it out, sometimes just get it out on paper. A lot of times that makes me feel better just to write it down, to get it out of my head so that it's just not stuck constantly. I'm going through this cycle of like overthinking or I'm being overwhelmed with all these things. So I would say journaling is great to get thoughts out of your head. Or if you are feeling anxious, you need to reframe your energy. Sometimes you wake up and you're in this funk and you're like, I don't want to have this all day. Do a meditation. Like, and it doesn't have to be long. Like a lot of times I'll do one that is 5 minutes just to kind of shift my energy, relax me a little bit. So those are two of my favorites.
but you mentioned like constant when you don't get things out if there's no one to talk to and journal
Hmm.
and so forth. And I don't know if you can tell me, but this is something that I've been thinking about, that there are some really bad effects of constantly having thoughts in your head without releasing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it's like when you are overthinking,
Mhm.
um, and you're not releasing that, or you don't have somebody to like, hey, let me help me make sense of this. Sometimes it'll cause you to hesitate from making decisions. Sometimes you don't trust yourself because you have all these thoughts and you can't make sense of them. And so you're like, I don't know which way to go. Sometimes it causes you to, because you don't trust yourself, you're seeking, you're constantly seeking somebody else to help you make these decisions, to think for you. And so that's why it is really good to get it out. If you don't have anybody that you can talk to, get it out on paper, because sometimes being able to see it in front of you, it helps you make sense of things a little bit more, or helps you realize, okay, I'm not tripping. Maybe I am being realistic about this. It's not just something that I'm making up in my head, but it's good having that release to get it out. And even if you don't have anybody to say it to and you're not into journaling, say it to yourself. Talk it out. We all talk to ourselves from time to time, so talk it out. This is how I'm feeling, and ask yourself questions like, am I being realistic about this? Is this something that I can control? You have to ask yourself like those questions in order to be able to work through it. It's not always easy. I mean, I'm an overthinker from time to time too, but that's when I start asking myself those questions to help make sense of what I am thinking.
How do you interrupt negative self-talk in real time?
Your inner mean girl, she can be very, very,
You're in,
very, very
I'm gonna,
nasty.
by the time this is done, like, okay, and I mean, girl, you need to stop.
I say give her a name. And when she pops up, we're not doing that today. No, like we're not doing that. Smack her to the back. I always tell my clients, like when I work with somebody, she is like in your driver's seat, or she might be in your passenger seat. And I'm like, by the time we finish, we put her in the trunk. So give her a name, give her an identity, and then question when she pops up, ask yourself, is what she's saying really true? Because 9 times out of 10, it is not true.
Mhm.
If she's saying something, where did that idea come from? Like you have to start questioning her, and then bring to the front of your mind evidence that it's not true. Name her, question her, and then provide the evidence that it's not true, because she's there, she's trying to protect you. You might be doing something new, stepping outside of your comfort zone, and she's just like, "Oh, I don't know about this. Remember last time you tried this and it didn't work?" Like she's trying to protect you. But if you listen to her too much, she will keep you in your comfort zone. You're not gonna grow. You might think that it's safe there, but really it's like a self-sabotage thing. So it's like you got to question her and call her out and put her in the trunk.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, mine pops up from time to time, and I'm like, girl, we're not doing this today. I do not have time for this. And then that's when I just introduce something in my head that is opposite of whatever she's trying to tell me.
Okay. What does what does pause mean in your life right now?
Rest. It means rest. You
Mhm.
don't have to do everything. You don't have to be everywhere. It's okay to say no. So give yourself that pause to rest.
Mhm. But they say no is a complete sentence.
Sure is. And I love it. It's one of my favorite things to say. So I'm like, nope. And I'll just leave it at that. And you're looking at me and I'm like, I don't have nothing for you. So
What would you say to the woman listening right now, or just anyone who secretly knows she's meant for more?
call me. If she knows that she is meant for more, do not let go of that thought. Don't give up on yourself. Keep pushing. It's hard sometimes because we want to give up. Like I had that thought the other day. I was working on something and I was like, maybe I should just throw in the towel. Maybe this is just not gonna work. And then I think maybe 5 minutes later, I got like a reminder from somebody why. No, like keep going. There's a reason why whatever you're wanting to do is still like burning in your heart. And it's like never give up on yourself. Sometimes you have to pivot. Sometimes you have to, change to something else, but never give up on yourself, because you deserve everything in the world that you want. And if you don't believe in you, you can't expect other people to believe in you. So I need you to believe that you can do whatever you want.
Exactly. And for that same person that you spoken to just now, if confidence had a voice, what would it say to her today?
What would it say to her? It would say, you can do whatever you want to accomplish. Your voice needs to be heard in rooms that you haven't walked in before. So keep going. Don't give up.
I love that. So yeah, someone wants to reach out to you, they want to get connected with you. How do we do that?
They can find my website. So it's coachingwithyaya.com. Very easy. Send me a message. They can email me, coachingwithyaya@gmail.com. Really easy to get in touch with me. Instagram, send me a message on there, Coaching with Yaya. I'm coaching with Yaya on most platforms. So reach out to me and I'm very friendly. I'm not like, why are you reaching out to me? Like I love even if somebody just has one question, they may not want to work with me, but they have one question, they're struggling with something, and like, I need a tip, like, give me something. I'm happy to do that because I hate to see any woman playing it small, not feeling good about herself, talking down to herself. And so if I can be your cheerleader, even if it's just for 5 minutes, I'm gonna do that for you. I'm gonna pour into you.
Awesome. So gratitude, grace, nothing is ever, even if something doesn't come out the way you want it to, it's still a lesson learned, right?
Yeah, yeah. And it's hard because sometimes we see failure as like, oh, that's the worst thing in the world because that's what society has taught us. But there's always a lesson that you can learn from that and try again. Never give up on yourself. Like I've had other businesses that didn't work out, that didn't reach the success that I wanted, but I take the lessons from that and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do something else.
I love it. Yaya, thank you so much.
Welcome. Thank you for
I
having me.
enjoyed the conversation. To me, you give off that without even trying. Why not? Why can't you? And I think that's why the delusional thought, not in a bad way, but the delusional
No,
thought,
yeah.
well,
Hmm.
pop
Been doing it all the time. So I'm like, yes, be delusional. You can do it because sometimes we have that limiting belief and we need to be delusional to turn it off. To be
and
like, no, I'm gonna do it. Somebody told me I can't do it. I'm gonna be delusional and think that I can do it. So and it'll work out. It may not work out the first time, but if you never give up, it's gonna eventually work out.
exactly, exactly. So if you are out there and something resonated with you today, just don't let it sound good. Let it shift something in you, right? Confidence
Yeah.
isn't something you wait for, it's something you practice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, truly. It's not something that you're just born with. You have to
Mhm.
practice it every day. And it is available to anybody. Somebody might say, I've never had a confidence, I'm never gonna be confident. You can.
Mhm.
It might take some time, but confidence is you can have it. It's available to you. I
Exactly.
wasn't always this confident, trust me.
If you love this episode, please share with a friend that needs a reminder that she is more than enough. You can screenshot the episode, tag us, tell us your biggest takeaway. And if you're ready to go deeper into community, transformation, and intentional, be sure to stay connected with us. And also, don't forget Pause Reset Brunch. It will be happening March 28th, 2026. We are building spaces where women don't just survive, we rise, we thrive, we
That
become.
reminds me, I gotta get my second.
There you
Yes.
go. And we become delusional. So remember, pause when you need clarity, reset when you need alignment, and unplug for anything that makes you shrink. I'll see you next time. And remember, reach out to my girl Yaya. Okay. So once again, Yaya, thank you so, so, so much for this.
Thank you for having me.
It actually, we'll talk.
Okay. Okay.
Once again, thank you for listening to another episode of Pause Reset Unplugged. I'm your host, your girl, Natalie Francis-Clarke.